Hey folks, welcome back to Let's Play Make Asagawara Talk on the series JG. I gotta admit, this is my favorite game to goof around with off screen when I just have something I want to watch or listen to, but I'm not going to pay full attention to it, so I can also be grinding in a game. Like I did a little bit of that the other night in Neo, but Neo, I was fighting Neo 2. I was fighting in such a way that, like, yeah, I had to actually be paying attention. So I just ended up playing a bunch of Neo 2 where I was replaying missions to get weapon proficiency, but I couldn't actually just like watch, other people's Let's Plays while I did it because you have to actually be paying attention in that game. In this game, you can kind of go. I've been through the sewer dungeon several times, and as a result, although I guess this is where we were last time, we've got I always want to call it's a dachi. I should just call him Odachi, which is the name of a super long sword. That might make it easier to remember. But we got Adachi there as John Cena. I keep thinking of that as the white rapper class. It's actually the breakdancer class. It's not a white rapper because, well, none of the characters in this game are white, so how could he possibly be a white rapper? Psycho, oddly enough, is in her actual native class of barmaid, but Ichiban is a folk musician, and Eri is not just a dominatrix, but she's specifically a dominatrix at some kind of eyes wide shut thing with like that mask slash glasses. I don't know. But I've done a lot of off screening, which you'll see in a moment. But for now, the actual story, and I think I'm going to try to concentrate in the next several videos on the story. But right now, we're supposed to interview this dude, or interrogate him rather, not interview him. Like, how did you get into the business of being an evil villain? We're going to be interrogating him. We see now Korean mob leader lady is actually seems to be engaged, but for the most part, she and her puffy coat assassin sidekick, whom I've learned he has the same name as a villain from a previous Yakuza game, but is in fact not that guy. We'll get into that later, I guess. But yeah, like longtime fans of the Yakuza series will have been intrigued by this guy in a way that I wasn't. But yeah, they're now seem like they're focused in, but like they've just been sitting back, even though they're like number one and number two in an entire crime group, and we're just like, you can't really count Eri because she's not connected to the story at all. We're really just like three guys, two guys and a lady, two guys and a little lady looking for our homeless friend. So they're letting us run the interrogation, and even though we're, Yakuza, Ichiban said all this stuff like, if you don't answer, there's going to be problems. But he's really not living up to the whole Yakuza tough guy thing in his interrogation technique. Let's see how it goes from here. Because he's smoking a cigarette, but there's been no points where he's threatened to, like, put it out in the guy's eye or anything.
You and the young master got Bleach Japan off the ground.
The innocent young master thus moving ever faster.
After he got it working on a national scale, he started Phase 2. He sought
Star
out
Trek Phase
media
2?
attention constantly.
Oh.
Another brilliant move.
He's basically
Press
Donald
flocked
Trump.
from all
He wants
over
constant
to
media
interview
attention.
the charismatic young man behind Bleach Japan. He was front and center every day. He even went on some talk shows.
I can think of the night show. That was a bad idea.
He was willing to flash at every camera.
Seriously? What does it matter if you look good on TV or not?
Ichiban, come on. Get rid
It
of it.
matters a lot, even more than what you say.
Courtesy
When it comes to
counts a lot,
popularity,
Ichiban.
Looks are everything.
Fine. Is this story anywhere close to the present day yet?
Because I'm getting really bored with
Yes,
interrogating you.
In 2010, Aoki ran for the House of Counselors. When he announced his campaign, he said he was leaving.
Then for some
Japan.
strange reason he ran for the
That was
Duma.
only true on paper.
Sure. We all know he still controlled it through you, his loyal dog.
Oh, that's right, baby. Oh, wait.
Come on. Keep talking.
I'm sorry I called you a loyal dog. I know that
With the
upsets you.
endorsement of the Citizens Liberal Party, he won that election in a landslide. And 2 years ago, he ran for governor.
Was that a landslide too?
You know, if anybody just
wouldn't
walking
know.
down the street noticed this guy who's
Why not?
bound behind his back and being interrogated, it might be a problem.
His popularity was off the charts. He had loads of funding. On top of all that, the Arakawa family dug up dirt on
It
all
turns
his
out
land.
he was only paying like
It
$1,000
was
in
basically
taxes a year.
impossible for him to lose. The election was practically a formality.
It's all part of the plot of
Afterwards,
King of Chicago.
he just kept riding the wave. 6 months post-election, he exterminated the Tojo clan with the Kamurocho 3K plan.
With the
Of
dollar
course,
3K
he only
plan, he
pulled that
exterminated.
off because the Arakawa family was feeding him Tojo secrets.
That happened around the same time as this?
When I got a cell phone,
Yes, and people loved him even more when they saw him wiping out the Yakuza.
He hardly wiped out the Yakuza. The Tojo just got replaced by the Omi Alliance.
look, who's being interrogated here?
That's true. Once the Tojo clan was gone, he opened the gates wide for the Omi. I imagine being made the acting captain of the Omi was a fitting reward.
Also, he shot you, but you remember that part.
People complain about the Omi coming in.
What
The
people?
Omi seizure of Kamurocho went down quietly. No mess, no
Yeah,
fuss.
people who aren't in organized
Everyone
crime
just
probably
let
don't
the
care who they're
Omi
paying
slide
protection
peacefully
to.
onto the vacant throne.
Did they even notice what was going on?
Most people not that clued into
I
organized
think they
crime.
figured
They
every
tend to
town
keep
has
their
its share of
activities
thugs,
kind of,
Tojo clan or
within
not.
the family.
As long as crime is low overall, they don't care if the thugs are Omi or just lone actors.
So Aoki's plan worked perfectly.
Yeah. It was the rise
Time
of
for karaoke.
Arakawa, both father and son securing total power. The son is governor of Tokyo, and his daddy's the acting captain of Japan's largest gang. Pretty sweet deal, huh?
Seems kind of unlikely that nobody would ask. Well, I guess they don't know who Aoki's family is.
Society didn't care about the Omi invasion. I bet the police did.
Sting and his friends were upset.
The PD stayed quiet during this whole thing.
Yes, you actually talked about
They
that.
did stay quiet, and trust me,
I thought
they had their
I thought
reasons.
Adachi actually knew about how
Well, in
the
the
police are
absence
totally
of the
corrupt and
Tojo
not
clan,
caring.
The power vacuum attracted all sorts of non-Yakuza gangs.
Mm.
They were two-bit thugs going on little crime sprees, trying to
You know, they would get names like, oh man, now I'm totally blanking. Like the various things we'll see appear on screen as we fight people, like, suspicious men or whatever. Yeah, like all sorts of like little red triangles start appearing on the map that if you got too close would lead to an encounter.
get while the getting was good. They had no connection to each other, no patterns, so the police didn't know what to do.
The police are completely unprepared for, random criminals. I don't know, maybe there's this really in-depth point that I'm missing here, but it's like, there is such a thing as an organized crime unit in a police department, but there's also just like regular police work, which apparently they don't know how to do at all.
Soon, the crime clearance rate in Kamurocho was taking a nosedive. But they knew if the Omi
Nice
Alliance
response,
came in
Adachi.
and took control, it would reduce the petty crimes. Plus, the governor would be able to liaise between the police and the Omi. It was a win-win.
Eventually, they hired OCP to come in and create RoboCop.
The cops wiped out the Yakuza only to find they needed more Yakuza.
They weren't finished cavorting with criminals after all that. The commissioner's still taking Arakawa bribes.
What a jerk, huh?
So according to you, the middleman between the cops and the Arakawa family is Aoki.
Let me explain what's really
So it's
happening,
another
guy. We're
three-way
supposed to be
stalemate in
interrogating.
Kamurocho. Only instead of the EG-3, this one has the cops, the governor, and the Yakuza.
What the hell kind of point are you trying to make?
Who's being interrogated here?
Goal in
Viryu.
Kamurocho, they had to have paid off the police commissioner.
You mean Lubu?
You don't know that for sure.
Don't play dumb. If the police did nothing while the Omi replaced the Tojo clan, it's because someone at the top ordered them to.
God.
Oronouchi ain't the type of guy to give that order for no reason.
He's really not
There was
one for
something
making
in
orders
it
at all
for
unless he's
him.
bored.
What proof do you have?
What proof does he need? He's talking to some rando.
You gotta have something.
There's a Kraken lawsuit being prepared. We are going to prove in court that this guy did this, even though we have no proof at all.
Well,
No, I don't. And I wouldn't know about it even if it does exist. After all, I'm just the governor's loyal dog, aren't I?
He really
son
took
of a
that loyal
bitch is
dog
what you
thing.
are. Dachi-san, calm down.
Don't call him names. It didn't help in the past. It won't help now. Don't use a swear, Adachi-san. It upsets me as the Dragon Quest hero. Back to the important subject. The young master's popular governor, but what's his next move?
Now that the young master is governor of Tokyo,
I'm sorry I keep interrupting, but it's weird to me, like, now these last couple of scenes, periodically we get these little flashes into what Ichiban's inner thoughts are. Like, why aren't we getting this all the time, or never? Like, why is it happening now?
Is he going after Ijincho? It seems like that's what he...
It feels like at some point there was a version of this where we could select one of two or three different options for questioning, and then they were like, yeah, this isn't very workable or fun. Let's just write it around one set of choices, but they still retained the option that you would have picked out of a set of three options that they decided to write dialogue for.
he's doing.
Yes, but his target isn't Ijincho itself. It's Yutaka Ogikubo.
Are we supposed to know what that is?
Kubo?
Yes, he's the only cabinet member who's not totally cowed by Aoki.
He's
The
just
rest
kind
of
of
the
nuts.
cabinet does whatever Aoki says because of how popular he is. But Yutaka Ogikubo, chair of the Citizens Liberal Party, is still holding out.
He has a whole different base that just wants to hear crazy shit about COVID.
Now that's a rare thing.
Agreed. And he's stubborn. Under normal circumstances, he'd be a lost cause.
But we've kidnapped his daughter or
But
something.
Aoki has come to know some things about him. Like how he also has some sway in the criminal underworld.
Well, see, there you go.
Aoki has proof of that?
No, he just recognizes the signs. Like Aoki, Ogikubo rose to power through shady connections. When you do that, there's a telltale smell that lingers.
It's the smell of roses. It's actually
Aoki
quite pleasant. I
recognized the
hope I
smell,
didn't give the
that's
other
all.
impression.
And if he gets Ogikubo out of power, then he'll be truly unstoppable.
But it can't be
You will
easy
gain
for
total
him to
immunity to
lose
all
the
elemental
guy.
damage.
It's not. Aoki wasn't even going to try unless he knew he'd be successful. But he knew he would be once he smelled that criminal element on Ogikubo.
Then he knew they both shit in the same hole.
Hey, that's a swear. Adachi's like, wait a minute. Why are you allowed to swear?
So you were sent to the Ijincho branch of Bleach Japan to help make use of this dirt on Ogikubo?
So you cut off aid to the Ukraine until they gave you dirt on
The first
Okikubo?
thing you did was buy off Mabuchi.
Mabuchi.
Yes. You told him you had the Omi Alliance's support. He couldn't resist that kind of business.
It's like some sort of
You told him
master.
you'd get in good with them if he helped you.
Get it?
Mabuchi's never liked the way Jincho is divvied up among the Ichi.
Hey, who said you could talk? You're just the leader of the Korean Mafia. You have no place at this
He's
table.
the de facto leader of all the other members who also don't like it.
Mm.
Sounds like he was the perfect prey for you.
Pray what you sent out to kill our boss. It made it look like a suicide.
That's right, folks. That's actually what the story is still about. It's been a while since we thought about it, but we're still trying to get revenge for the murder of the most pure, noble, and wonderful person who ever lived. Don't think they've forgotten. They just don't remind you that often. Probably because they know it's so near and dear to your hearts that you'd never forget.
That murder got the Ijin 3 all riled up and suspicious of each other.
Mm-hmm.
Whose big-brained idea was that?
Was it
It was Mabuchi's.
Mother
He knew
Brain,
it
the
would bring down the
villain from
Great Wall.
Metroid? It's Big Brain.
Myself, I was never one for murder.
Oh yeah?
I prefer text
Well, an
evasion.
innocent guy is still dead. If you didn't give the order, then
Did you
someone
order that
above
Code
you
Red?
Did, right?
Ryo-Oki.
Say it! It was your boss, Ryo Aoki, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's Mabuchi.
Yes, it was him. I told him about Mabuchi's plan. I didn't think he'd go for it because it was
Oh, so it's
risky.
Mabuchi's idea, but...
In fact, I proposed a different plan of my own.
So Mabuchi
But
is like
unfortunately,
Ryoko
he
to
saw
Ryo-Oki.
nothing wrong with Mabuchi's plan. He was willing to accept high risk for high return, and he was eager to get the jump on Ogikubo.
The real secret that none of us knew is that the young master actually is save scumming. So, like, he did Mabuchi's plan like 3 or 4 times and it failed, but he just kept loading until eventually Mabuchi's plan succeeded.
The young master saw nothing wrong with killing a man?
You're a Yakuza guy, what the hell?
It would have just been another murder, except someone had to pry open the crack it made in the Great Wall.
I'm looking at you,
Talking
punk.
about me?
Yes, she is.
Yes, but don't take it personally. It was always going to come to this eventually.
Eventually, an innocent
Mabuchi
Soapland
wasn't going to
manager
stop
would be
until he found
murdered.
An excuse to start a war with the Seiryu clan.
Yep, pretty much.
She's right. Our plan
Hey,
was
can
to
we put the
provide
sharp
an
focus
excuse.
back on the hot lady
In
again?
Chaos, find something to connect Ogikubo to Ijincho's criminals.
This, by the way, if I can interrupt for the 8 billionth time, this is one of the, like, I remember having discussions about this with Bobo's college buddy Lagman, who's a friend of mine too, but he's like, I always think of him as like Bobo's friend that I'm also friends with. He's like a big fan of various animated series where Samurai Jack specifically comes to mind, where the art style would mimic things that you would see in like an actual movie. What am I getting at here? It's like they would mimic camera work from a movie, like drawing in lens flares, and it always bothered me because I'm like, no, it's animation. Like those are kind of like technical limitations brought in by shooting actual things. Like why would they ape the imitations of another art form? We used to debate that. This thing, they just did a rack focus from her to him, which looks kind of neat, except that like no, they can make them both in sharp focus. That's something they can do. The reason there's reasons a camera would have difficulty having them both be sharp at the same time, but never, whatever. That kind of thing, I noticed because I went to film school, but like yeah, like they're going out of their way to mimic a movie style visual when in this case there's no real reason to do that other than I guess that's the aesthetic they're going for.
Sure enough, we found a counterfeiting enterprise that's been supporting the E-Gene 3 for decades. Jackpot.
Jackpot.
Yeah, don't take too much pride in that. You had a hell of a lucky break.
It's Jackpot and Dungeon Keeper 2, so suddenly
We were lucky
Disco
that
Inferno
you're bad
starts
at
playing.
choosing friends, because it was Nanba who told us.
Number what?
He told us about the fake money and where the heart of the operation was. It was all due to him that we were able to mobilize such a large number of Omi. I would love to thank him. Where is he, by the way?
We ain't telling you. We're the ones asking
And suddenly
questions.
Namba busts in and starts interrogating him.
Such a shame.
He's my favorite homeless guy.
Songhui, what should we do now?
Wait, you're listening to me now? That's a
Our
change.
counterfeiting business is burned and gone. So Ogikubo's already lost a major source of his power. That alone is a victory for Aoki.
Rio
As
Aoki?
far as what will happen to Ijincho, the ball's in his court.
The Queen of the Komi Jewel is so calm in the face of impending doom.
Yeah, I'm pretty apathetic.
Excuse me.
This city will meet the same fate as Kamurocho.
What are you on about?
Soon Ijincho will be under complete Omi control.
Total
No more
control.
Great Wall of Muscle to stop it. Don't you
Even
see
muscle
that?
power will be powerless.
Hey! Hey! It's the Yakuza! They're coming here!
They would like to also stand in the background while you interrogate this guy.
I saw 5 of them, but it looked like they were on their phones. Probably calling for backup.
Well, they could just be talking to their
Probably
girlfriends.
could have warned us a tad sooner.
Damn you, homeless guy whose homeless camp we have taken over against your, I mean, he kind of agreed to it, but he wasn't excited about it. It's like, it's your fault, homeless guy, that our interrogation in a public place has been detected. We are angry at you. Homeless guy who's been struggling to keep these people's lives afloat. Oh, Omi Yakuza. I thought maybe it was like the other Yakuza family, which I don't know if we're on their side or not anymore.
Nose for rats, especially when they're all in one
I got kind of a rat-shaped nose myself. Well, it's shaped like a rat's nose. Did he just get killed? What the hell?
Sorry. I couldn't protect you.
That probably should have been sarcastic,
No.
actually.
We should be apologizing to you.
Yes, you should. Did they kill him? What the hell? I don't see any guns. Did he just, like, collapse out of fatigue?
Get me out of here, you guys!
They're probably here to kill you, actually.
But you better let Captain Sawashiro know who rescued you. You got that?
Random Bleach Japan guy.
Fine, just hurry up!
Captain Sawashiro.
All right, I'm pumped. Let's exterminate all the vermin.
Whoa, man, that's a pretty heavy score. Yeah, if I were, like, guy who just got done ratting out Ryo-Oki, my concern would be that I was about to get killified. Anyway, there's no particular reason at this point to save MPs, because I'm going to be loading a post saves a state where I kind of skip through the story just for this one scene so I could off-screen. So we'll be what I'm getting at is we'll be loading. There's no point in me saving MPs, so let's win this with. Oh, see, that didn't even take them out. So you know what? That's an orbital laser. That'll make fast work of these guys. It's like a hippie who's got access to a an orbital laser. Puff the magic dragon was in low Earth orbit, and he fired his death lasers to the land of Honolulu. Little Jackie Paper was just murdered by Puff, and etc. Job rank up. I got the job rank up by watching those people be murdered by a laser over which I have neither knowledge nor control. I suppose by now she must be knowledgeable of the orbital laser that Ichiban has.
We showed them.
Unfortunately, I think they showed us.
They mooned us as they retreated.
Huh?
Why do you say that?
What's going on, Holmes?
They took off with the Gasawara.
Oh wait, what were you two doing? We were the ones fighting.
Yes. That was hardly our victory.
Well, no, certainly not yours. You let them escape with that guy.
I'd already asked them everything I wanted to.
What?
Sorry about the fighting, Chief.
Cloud.
Well, my people and I don't have much right to complain.
You actually have a lot that you can complain about. It seems like your life has been pretty rough.
Here anyway. However,
Yeah?
You know?
next time you kidnap someone, take them somewhere else.
Womp, 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 womp.
It's not like I'm gonna kidnap someone again. Probably.
Well, I probably should have gone wah, 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 wah a little later so I could capture that moment too. Hold on, my midsection is ringing.
Kasuga, it's Hoshino from the Seiryu clan.
The chairman.
Let's put him on
He's never
speaker so
called
the
this
homeless
number
guy can talk to him.
It can only be bad news.
Well, he might be calling with congratulations
I
on
see.
something good.
Not exactly. No, Komi Jewel's system is out of commission.
Yes,
For once,
thank you,
I only know as much about what's going on as you do.
Mr.
I'm
President.
guessing the Seiryu clan's rank and file is probably real pissed off right now.
Well, yeah.
That's what Kotsuka was saying.
When will we have it back up and running? Huh. Now there's a question.
I'm glad I was able
I
to
won't be
repeat
able
it
to
for
say until I
expository
survey the
purposes.
damage, but it definitely won't be anytime soon.
Certainly not until we get to a new
Yes.
game. Like, it's not going to be
That's
a
fine.
DLC.
What the
I got much respect for this game. It does not appear they are planning story-esque DLC. Like, they're not selling this game. As much as I like the Toei strategy games, and I try to support them as best I can so they'll keep making them, yeah, they sell, like, if you don't get all the DLC, you get, like, a third of the scenarios available. This game, they give you, like, an extra job or two. The rest of the DLC, it's totally just optional stuff that you can enjoy the game without. So, I just felt like interrupting the story, I suppose. Anyway, yeah.
chairman say?
The Seiryu clan quelled their infighting.
The chairman,
Captain
the
Takabe
parka.
handled it.
Really?
Oh, cool.
You made it out okay?
As long as Takaba is aligned with the chairman, they will be safe now. I guess that means he wasn't murdered by scenery chewing Chinese guy who left him behind like 800
Yes.
videos ago.
Problem with the Yokohama Leoma. Hoshino
You
hasn't
met
been able to reach out
In this
at
land
all.
today. Ooh.
This whole time?
Yeah. For all he knows, Zhao could be dead.
Zhao
That's
is
why
the
he was
scenery
asking us
chewing
to
guy
use
who
the
was going to
surveillance
shoot
system. He
Tokachube
wanted
or
us to
whatever.
check on Zhao.
Can any pieces of that system even be saved?
Well,
I
we
doubt
got
it.
data extraction.
And you know what else? The last time Zhao called us?
He told us he was
Rest of
about
the
to be
phone,
killed.
There was a coup d'etat happening in the Luma.
We just ignored that.
I
About the
wish
time.
I could use my guys, but there's sort of a coup going on. Mabuchi's been whipping all the boys into a frenzy. They ain't happy the counterfeiting was kept secret.
Yeah.
Ah, shit, I'm out of time for chit-chat.
I'm about to get
Looks like
murdered.
we got another job ahead of us, Songhui-san.
Well, maybe you do.
And what makes you say us?
Yeah.
Really? After Zhao put your Komi jewel ahead of himself, even though he was in danger? He was the one who told us to help you instead of his own group.
There is no honor
Now
among
he's
thieves
in your
anyway.
work, and you're just gonna leave him hanging?
What the
A
hell?
fair point.
Okay, fine.
Besides, if you want to resist the Nomi takeover, you can't afford to lose him. That's my take anyway.
And I'm the protagonist, so what I say goes.
Are you gonna head over to Zhao's right this second or something?
Surely not.
Why not?
Damn right I am.
In what way would that be inconsistent with how Kasuga has
Staging
approached
arrests in the
everything?
middle of a coup d'etat is insane.
You should wait till after the coup d'etat is over and he's no longer in danger and then rescue him.
Yeah, I understand. So, you coming or not?
Wah, wah, wah.
Who said anything about me sitting out? I'm so
I have a
close
hard
to
time sitting
cornering
anyway. I got
Gordon.
a bad hip.
Look at us. We all started in different places, each of us on our own mission. But now they're all coming together.
We were born
Yeah,
on
that's
separate
right.
days, but we will die together on the same day to restore the Han.
So what do you say, Sangui-san? You're practically part of the crew. Do you have our backs?
We could use another playable female
Kasuga.
character.
Come on. Think what we could do if the Komi Jewels started taking this alliance seriously.
We could turn into Koreans and join your mafia.
Okay.
Now we're talking.
Fucking A. Now, let's go and see if Zhao needs our help. Hey, you never know. He might be fine. Then we can just forget it.
Now there's an idea I like. Just forgetting it.
What?
Namba.
And
Just
he
got back
kicks me in the
from
nuts.
seeing my brother. Everything Sung-Hui said about him was true.
Oh, that's
Plus, they set him free.
Nice.
Free
That's awesome, man.
set him
I'm real
free.
happy for you.
You rejoining our party now?
What's
Please?
up? He's still got the long face and all.
There's
Well, I
just
mean, I didn't have facial surgery.
something I want to say.
Better
Okay,
burn out than
shoot.
fade away.
Ichiban, you need to understand something. Ijincho is gonna be what it's gonna be. Leave it alone.
Taking action to change the world
I mean,
around you is
why do you even
futile.
care what happens to the EG-3? Why are you doing all this for them? Why not just get out of this dump? Why should you keep sticking your neck out for them?
Somewhere out on that
Sorry to sound
horizon,
like you care about
out
me.
beyond the neon
just think you need to
lights,
stop
I know there
being
must
a
be something
hero.
better.
That's why you end up getting used. Especially by guys like me.
Used? I don't see it that way. You did what you had to do to help your brother. I get that.
But doing what I had to for my brother, that led to bad things.
From now on, if my brother's in trouble, screw him. That's my new attitude.
It made me help the scumbags who killed Nonomiya.
The greatest man who
That
ever
was
lived.
for nothing. I can't wash the blood off my hands. They're not the only thing that's stained.
I peed in this
It's that my
pants.
entire soul is tainted. Like I'm branded forever. All because of this goddamn town. Honestly,
Nama's
I'm
actually...
just sick of this shithole.
Thomas actually had a pretty rough
Nothing
time here.
good is gonna come from staying here and helping these people.
What do you mean,
You'll
these
eventually
people?
End up just like me. You don't want that, do you?
Do you want to go around telling people you sold drugs and were fired as a nurse, when in fact, you're guilty of a whole different set of crimes?
Come on, Ichiban. Think of yourself for once. You did 18 years of hard time. Don't let other people's shit keep you a prisoner.
Be in
You're
prison
the
for your
only
own
one stuck
shit.
in the shit, man. This whole city is.
That's why he's telling you to leave the city.
Ryuaki and Okikubo dragged everyone into their stupid power struggle. They started this whole mess. I'm just one guy caught in the middle of it.
But the most
And
important
keep in
thing,
mind,
the
I ain't just
protagonist.
some random outsider. Me and Aoki, we basically have the same dad.
Oh, so it's like you're his brother, which means that according to the lessons of Nanba, you should ignore his problems because of trying to help him will only cause you to accidentally end up participating in the murder of soapland managers.
Aoki would never put it this way, but we're brothers. And that's how I feel at least.
Okay, so they actually did go
I
there.
got some responsibility for him. I can't just walk away when he's causing all these problems.
I have to go tell him, knock it off.
You've already gone way beyond the call, man.
I could say the same about you. We aren't even brothers, but look how hard you're trying to save me right now.
Hey, any chance we can get your brother to join as a party member if you won't?
Don't say that. I'm nobody's friend.
You know what I just realized? We're not even all that different.
Sure, I've leveled up past you now that you've left the party, but
Really. You, me, Adachi-san, Sachan, we all just want to know
the
truth.
Korean mafia back
That's
there.
the core of everything we do. Figuring out what's real in a world full of lies.
Because there's too many
What do you think
lies.
of that? Am I talking out my ass?
Because I can know how to do that
I
if
don't
you'd
know,
like.
but I've heard enough. I'm leaving.
Fine. But I won't say goodbye. Because I think we'll be seeing each other again soon. Call on me and I'll come running, pal. Take care of
Just to
yourself.
see you again. Winter, spring, summer, or
Should we
fall.
stop him?
All I
He said
gotta
his
do
piece.
is call.
I even see where he's coming from.
I think I got the words wrong, but
Well, that's that. Let's fucking do this!
I'm ready.
Songhui, I apologize if I'm overstepping, but shouldn't you stay behind?
what's that about my
And
behind?
why would I do that?
Our people in the Komijul are scared and confused right now. And I believe your leadership in person would be a great comfort. Please, they need you.
Sounds like you got a lot on your plate, Songhui. It's cool.
We only need
I know
one
you're just
actual
pressing you for
main
help.
female party
You got
member
your
and
people to take care of.
one optional one.
I do, but it doesn't mean I'm going to abandon you, Kasuga. Jungi Han will stay with you. That way we can keep in touch.
So what? I didn't agree to this. I'm trying to get us out of this.
I am at your service, Ichiban Kasuga.
I know I'm not a hot chick, but I have joined the party. Anyway, Zhonghui has joined the party the fast and easy way. I would have preferred to have another hot chick, but hey, you know what you're gonna do. What you gonna do? Actually, from a pure gameplay standpoint, you'd much rather have a dude because they have more jobs they can do. If you're interested in post-game play, they literally have higher stat possibilities. If you're into like grinding out to maximum, and I read a review of this game that was like, okay, you're thinking about this a little too hard, even by my standards. They're like, we love the game, but it is inherently sexist because, and it just complained about the job system and how the women have fewer jobs, and how the jobs that women have are based on stereotypes. I'm like, all the jobs in this game are based on goofy ass stereotypes. Like, there's a job where the guys can become break dancers. But anyway, I'm being silly. But yeah, like, it wouldn't matter if you're just playing casually through the story once, but literally, if we got Songhui instead of Jungi, she literally would cap out stat-wise and utility-wise as a fighting party member earlier, because she wouldn't be able to do all of the jobs. For example, she will not be able to join the Kiss Army. she could be a dominatrix, she could be a blackjack dealer, but she could never become a white rapper or a construction worker. And that's where the real money's at in this game. Anyway, that is it for this video. When we come back next time, we will be loading, and I think you'll see why. When I got to the end of the last video, I knew that we were really close to the point where we got our second to last party member, Jungi here, and I did a bit of grinding with Jungi once we got him in the party. So we will load next time and have a little bit more powerful Jungi. Actually, what the hell?
If Zhao hadn't sent you to us, we couldn't have fulfilled our duty to Okikubo.
Let's
So
finish
we will do whatever's
this
within our power to help
cinema.
him. Jungi Han is a very capable man.
Oh, and I know.
Yeah, he is. Thanks.
I know too. I'm talking about a different thing. I don't think you are. Anyway. Kasuga-san, from what Gyominju can tell, Zhao was last seen at his restaurant.
I see.
You mean Queen Jin? Hopefully he's still alive. Alright. Oh, and he just disappears because he's not in the party. So now we've got him to bring in, and as you can see, so yeah, sorry. Aries fun in running around in like the sewer dungeons and stuff, but I mean, come on. She is clearly not really part of the story. So Jungi is at level 28. Everyone else is around level 56. Part of that is because of me off screening and having fun in those underground dungeons. Excuse me. It's hard to tell if he's at exactly the level we should be at according to the game, or if he was always going to be a little under-leveled compared to the rest of you guys. But when we come back next time, he will be not at the same level. See you then.